So it's important that we walk day by day with God, not striving, understanding that everything He has created us for is finished work. So to you, when you'll be on those podiums and platforms or whatever it is, it's new to you. But to Him, you already knew that. So we must relax and rest, because there are things God wants to work on now. Before He gives you that job, maybe He wants to heal your family. And who does He want to use? You, because you're the only person who can hear His voice and who has that desire for Him. And He's saying, hey, look at the dysfunction in your family. Look at the issues that are happening there. I want to fix that. Let me change you, send you back, and you are going to be the source that I'm going to use to heal these people. Maybe through conversation, through lifestyle, and all of those things, all right? So we must not strive, because God wants us to walk gradually into that which He has purposed for us, so that other areas don't suffer. Because imagine if God gave you what you wanted today, and your motives are the way they are, and your heart is the way it is, and you want to go corrupt, the things. Maybe you want to do corruption in certain areas, and that's your mindset today. No judgment to you, but God wants to heal those areas. God wants to fix those areas, so that when you come to Him and turn toward Him, your heart is pure, but other areas of your life are not suffering. Okay? So don't strive for things that God has called you to. Don't compromise yourself for a position or an opportunity. If God opens a door, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow to it. So God's blessings don't add sorrow to it. So if you feel sorrow, you feel uncomfortable or compromised, you know that that's not the will of God. All right. And it's not to say that God's callings won't make you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes the shyest of people, He says, hey, I'm calling you to minister the gospel, or I'm calling you to start this channel, or whatever it is, So discomfort, remember, God works outside of our comfort, because He wants to make sure that you grow. And all God's promises and purposes require a certain amount of sacrifice from us, being it our obedience, or, just feeling like, God, this is too much for me, but His grace is sufficient and His strength is sufficient. So may we walk in God's rest, knowing that everything that He has called you to do is already a finished work. So your obedience to Him will lead you there on a smooth path. But if you want to take your own way and strive and fight for positions and lose opportunities because it was not His will and all of those things, you will take the way of striving. But for those of us who know that God ordained us for things before time, rest in Him and continue to seek His face and say, God, in this season, are we moving forward, or what are we doing? Maybe He wants you to read the Word so that you are equipped for, when He opens the next door. Maybe He wants you to spend time with Him so that when He opens that door for that job and you are around unbelievers, you do not then conform to their standard, but you become a representative of God so that He can trust you with more and more and more. So we must understand, God has a heart. God wants us to walk in His rest.